Hello, everyone. This is Jerome Waddle, and you may be wondering why I'm making videos featuring Kabir's poems when researchers say that there are no records of C.G. Jung mentioning Kabir in his conversations or his works. What I like about Kabir is that he uses simple, potent symbols to convey complex spiritual truths and can serve to support and amplify many of Jung's psychological truths. I also asked AI to provide some information on the relationship of Kabir's poems to C.G. Jung, and it summarized it as follows. Jungian analysts and scholars often use Kabir's poetry because his mystical internal focus verses on ego dissolution, divine immanence, and spiritual unity deeply resonate with core Jungian concepts like individuation, the collective unconscious, and archetypes, bridging the Eastern spiritual wisdom with Western depth psychology. Jungian analysts find parallels in Kabir's call to look inward for truth over external rituals and dissolve the ego to find the divine mirroring Jung's emphasis on the self and inner experience. So the key connections between Kabir and Jungian psychology, individuation and the self. Kabir's urging to find the divine within oneself as a spark of the Lord present in all aligns with Jung's idea of individuation, the process of becoming a whole integrated self, the self with capital S. Ego, death, and transformation. Kabir's themes of letting go of the ego, the primary barrier to realization and attachments, directly parallel Jung's focus on transcending the ego to reach deeper consciousness. The divine within. Kabir's vision of God present everywhere, even in simple things, echoes Jung's idea that the numinous, the experience of the divine, is found through exploring the psyche, not just external religion. Also, archetype and universal symbols. Kabir's poetry, though rooted in Indian tradition, touches on universal archetypal experiences of the seeker, the lover, and the journey, which Jung saw in symbols across cultures. A critique of ritual. His rejection of hollow rituals for direct, heartfelt experience mirrors Jung's appreciation for authentic spiritual experience over rigid dogma. Here's some of the way analysts use Kabir. By illustrating concepts, analysts use Kabir's dohas, or couplets, to explain complex ideas like the shadow, the anima animus, or the journey to wholeness in relatable, poetic terms. Soul work. His poems serve as meditations on focal points for inner work, guiding individuals to explore their own inner worlds and spiritual potential. In comparative spirituality, scholars and therapists often compare Kabir's insights with Gnosticism, Sufism, and other mystical traditions that Jung explored, highlighting universal paths to meaning. So, in essence, Kabir's poetry provides rich, accessible language for the profound inner journey central to Jungian analysis, making him a valuable resource for those exploring the depths of the human psyche. So, my Kabir poetry reading series is relevant to Jung's psychology, and I'm also doing an experiment to see if reading Kabir's poetry can be enhanced with or without adding an AI-generated musical poem. So let me know what you think or feel about it. Thank you.